to the Bourbon Doctors. This is Chad. I'm Albert. Today we are talking about Legent.
Legent. Now this is a combination where Jim Beam whiskey,
Yes.
who I love, a lot of their product.
We love.
Booker's, Knob Creek,
Oh,
great stuff.
Great. Old
I'm not a
Granddad.
big Basil Hayden person.
No, we. Yeah.
But they apparently took whiskey, gave it to a master distiller in Japan, and let him mess with their whiskey.
Sort of. Master blender.
Come up with this product. To me, and I said, I'm simple. I'm much simpler than you. I'm a simple guy.
Yeah.
Admit it.
Yeah,
it's like
it's all good.
taking a hamburger and giving it to a sushi chef and saying, hey, what are you going to do with this, sushi chef? You know, turn it into some sort of sushi hamburger, sushi roll. But you can get into technical stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so Legion's been out for a while, right? It just finally got to us here in Minnesota. So, of course, we got to pick it up. We got to try it out.
And we got to tell you.
Yeah, we got to tell you guys.
You guys got to know before you buy it. You can say, they loved it.
So, Freddie No of Jim Beam, Booker No, Freddie No. So, Freddie was in charge of he distilled a bourbon. I think the age statement's a minimum of 5 years.
Yeah.
And then basically it's Jim Beam's standard mash bill. And then he sent it to Shinji Fukuyo, who's the master blender, and for Suntory, I believe. And they put some spin on it with both sherry cask and California wine.
And you know how I feel about that. Putting bourbon into wine casks is a bad idea.
Chad is not a huge fan.
I think it's a really bad idea. Wine goes in wine casks, not bourbon.
But
I'm keeping an open mind.
We're going to keep an open mind. So this is what we got. We're gonna do a quick tasting today.
Yeah.
We do these every once in a while. We're doing a quick tasting. All right. So we didn't really know what to. I mean, we like to do a lot of blind tastings. We like to do some comparisons, but we didn't really know what to compare this to.
Yeah. I mean, do you go with a port finish like an Angel's Envy, or do you go with a Beam product that's a small batch like a Knob Creek or
do you
Basil
go with the
Hayden,
Japanese whiskey,
or do you go with the Japanese? Even though I don't think there's a lick of Japanese whiskey in here. At least from what
it's just the blend.
It's just he took Beam product and sort of finished it in some different casks.
Yeah, and then blended. Apparently, there was different amounts of like how long it was in the sherry versus how long it was in the wine, and they blended different amounts of each one.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And that this stuff is easy to find.
Yeah.
Not everything is.
No.
That brings us to the other topic we wanted to hit on in this episode, which is, hey, if you want stuff that isn't readily available, and you can see behind us, we have some Blantons, we have some Weller, we have some other stuff, and it varies by region.
Yeah.
You tell your story, but you really got to get to know the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, and by that I mean get to know your local liquor store guy. And it's not the big guys. It's not the Total Wine or these big things. You can get to know them.
Sometimes.
Find the little store.
Yeah.
Get to know them, because they're going to get some too. Tell them your story.
So, I mean, my story, and it's interesting the timing, because we recently got a comment from John, one of our subscribers, who was like, "Hey, how do I find bottles?" Right? And I gave him our usual spiel, but it's interesting that right after I got that question, I'm in our local liquor store, and it's the week before Christmas in terms of timing when we're shooting this. And our guy comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, I was hoping you would come in. We just got we got some allocated stuff." And he holds out 2 bottles to me. One's Elmer T. Lee, and one's
E.H. Taylor.
E.H. Taylor, but a single barrel. And he's like, "Pick one." I'm like, "I can't get both?" He's like, "No, you can't get both. Pick one." And some random guy walks by us right at that moment, and he's like, "Well, I'll take the other one." And I felt so bad, but our guy had to turn to this guy and was like,
"You didn't lose any sleep."
I didn't lose any sleep over it, but he turned over and he's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. These are allocated bottles. We only get a few, and they go to the people on the list." And the poor customer looks at him and is like, "Well, how do I get on the list?"
You come here a lot.
Our guy turns to him and says, "There is no list. I either know who you are or I don't." Right? That's the thing, man. I'm in that liquor store.
People.
We're in that liquor store almost every week.
Sometimes your guy might be states away. I had dinner with someone in Des Moines about a week ago, and he had a guy in Indiana that would call him and he'd say, "Hey, I got some Pappy 15. Here's what it's going to cost you. I'll ship it to you. I got this. I got that." So it's a matter of knowing people right now because
Yeah.
this is liquid gold anymore.
It really is,
It's
especially the
insane.
allocated stuff. But man, to John, man, go
Get to know
figure out
people.
your liquor
Just have fun
store,
with it.
figure out your guy, and like go introduce yourself, say hello, and every time you go in, say hello.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm in an itch to try this. Let's try it.
All right, let's try this stuff. There's not anything fantastic on the nose. On the like, I don't know. What do you think? Like,
Bland. This is a bland whiskey. It is a. I thought it's either going to be really good. Like I love the Knob Creek mixes, and I love some of the other small batch stuff. Like Baker's is now single barrel, but that used to be.
Yeah.
And Booker's, I mean, is one of my favorites. And this is completely bland. I mean, this is like if someone was starting out in bourbon and wanted to try something that wouldn't burn them up. This is a good choice. It's at 94 proof. It's it lacks a lot of stuff to me. I mean, and I'm amazed he put it in all those barrels, and this is
Yeah.
what came out.
I do get a little bit of the Jim Beam peanut, like at the very
Little bit.
end. It's
You're
very
right.
it's very muted compared to Knob Creek or Baker's or any of the higher proof things. I don't get a lot of the sherry cask. I don't get a
No.
lot of the California wine.
I don't get it.
I don't get a lot of berries. I don't get a lot of
But
baking spice.
again, we've said this before. If you love it, great. Don't listen to us. You don't
That's
have
fair.
To. But if you have never tried it and like some of our previous reviews and have a similar profile to what we have, some of the things we like, you go, yeah, I agree with you on that. This you're gonna. I don't know if I. Is it worth $40?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. I don't think it's a bad bourbon. We hate we got some commentary about how negative we are about certain things. Yes, we hate some stuff, right? And we'll throw out some hate.
Okay.
I don't hate this.
Throw out hate.
I don't hate this.
Not necessarily throw out hate. But
No, I get you.
there's certain things you aren't gonna like, man.
I don't dislike it. But it doesn't knock my socks off. Not that everything has to. I go, it's a meh bottle, right? Like for $40. If I'm at somebody's house and they offer me some Legent, I'm not gonna say no.
I'm not gonna turn it down.
I'm not gonna turn it down.
Go. Hey, you got anything else?
Maybe.
If I were at your house, because I know
sure.
you have something else,
Right.
I'd say, got anything else?
Yeah, this is not gonna get a lot of pours.
If they
at my
just
house.
poured it in a glass, I wouldn't turn it down.
No,
But I wouldn't go. Wow.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But if someone asked me at the store, I'd probably say, I'd recommend something else. Depending
Yeah,
on what I'd talk to them and say, look, what do you like? Do you like something sweet? Do you like something spicy? A little higher proof, a little lower proof? To me, if they like a low proof about 90 to 100, blend, better flavor. This doesn't have a lot of flavor
It
to me.
doesn't
I'd
have a
go
ton.
Knob Creek single barrel, or Knob Creek the 12-year. I'd go Knob Creek the 9-year. I would go
Old Forester products.
Old Forester.
Yeah.
I would, there's a lot of
There's a lot of
stuff
stuff.
I'd go ahead of it.
I don't think this is horrible though. I think like if you're looking for
bland.
something new, if you like some easier sipping, like if you're not, and I do think that colors us a little bit, right? That both of us will say, okay, what's your sweet spot in terms of proof? And I'm going to say 110, right? And I think you're
100 to
probably
110.
right in there. And I'll bump it up to 120 without much hesitation.
No hesitation.
So like if you're, I think beginner whiskey, I don't want to, I hate saying that.
You know what we said though? Like we'd go, these bland whiskeys go good with remember when we did some food pairings?
Oh yeah.
Like seafood and
Yeah,
fish and stuff.
yeah.
This might go good.
This
with
might go great with that.
Seafood or fish.
Yeah. It's not overpowering, and I hate to say beginner whiskey, but like, yeah, if you're someone who
beginner whiskey.
lives in that 80 to 90 proof point profile, this might be right up your alley. I will say, you know what? All things being equal, it's better than the Balmead cask strength, which was sherry cask. It's better to me than Angel's Envy or Boondocks or something like that. So,
All right.
so
Well,
it's
what's it for?
It's a 4?
What's it for?
Oh.
It's for drinking, brother.
Oh, well, fine. That I was like, what? I don't know what the fuck you're getting at there, but yes, it is for drinking. Bourbon's for drinking. Legent, it's not bad. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit us up with your comments. We love hearing from you guys. We hope to hear from you soon.